Yes?
Well, what are you trying to do to me? I just got a batch of invoices from Green Eagle, and I gotta tell you, Bill, you've got a lot of guts judging prices.
Columbo, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, just a little phone demonstration, sir, to show how a man who's already dead can appear to be alive.
Your little joke was not funny.
Wasn't meant to be funny, sir. Oh, no. Now, you see, this tape, this is tricky stuff. The other day, I'm in the employment office. I called a fellow, Mr. Lewis Lacey. Now, he gets on the phone. He says, "Hello, this is Mr. Lacey." Now, I get out a whole sentence before I realize I'm not talking to him. I'm talking to a recording. A thing like that, it makes an impression on you. This tape, sir, this is a tape of a conversation you had with Mr. Stafford 2 months ago. I clipped out a piece of it, then I played it back on the phone. I hope you don't mind.
But I do mind. What the hell gives you the right, Columbo?
This, sir. This is a warrant. This gives me the right. I also found the spot on the tape that you clipped out before. The tape that you used to convince your secretary that Mr. Stafford was alive and working out in the gym. It came from this reel. But when you play this reel back, it skips. From the end of the previous phone call to the point where your secretary tells you that Mr. Stafford is on the phone. But in between, there's a spice mark. You see it? Now, I figure what's been clipped out, that's the part where Mr. Stafford said, "Hello, Jessica, this is Gene Stafford. Can I speak to Mr. Janis?" Something like that. You see how easy it is to fool people?
Columbo, you've got some imagination. Even if someone did clip out a section of that tape, it could have been anyone that knew about those files.
But it wasn't anyone, sir. You carried on a lengthy conversation on the phone with him, didn't you? I'll tell you how you did it if you're interested.
Go ahead, it's your fairy tale.
When you came home, sir, after you murdered Mr. Stafford, you went into your study and you pushed down line 6901. Then you dialed 6902, knowing that your secretary in the living room would answer the phone. She picks up the phone. Naturally, she recognizes Mr. Stafford's voice. Now, you come out of the study, you take the phone, and you stage this imaginary conversation, even to the point of planning the idea that he was working out with exercise equipment.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, you did. And you did something else, and this was smart, and I give you credit for this. You removed the bulb on the phone in the living room so that the line wouldn't light up. Because if 6901 lit up, the people there would know that you were talking from the phone in the study.
Guesswork, supposition, more cigar ashes. What you need, Lieutenant, is proof. That's what you need, proof.
It didn't take me till July. But I got the proof. Right here. Your sworn statement regarding the telephone conversation that you claim you had with Mr. Stafford.
But I did talk to him. I talked to him.
And he was at the health club?
Yes.
And he was working out with a barbell?
He said he was about to work out.
Here's your quote. He already changed into his gym clothes. He said he was going to work out for about a half an hour and then go home. Is that what he said?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, damn it, that's what I said.
That's impossible, Mr. Janis. Oh, that's just not possible.
Lieutenant, that's a very expensive desk.
Oh, excuse me. If you just bear with me for a moment. Because this is very interesting. Watch this carefully. I tie my shoes like most right-handed people. I make my first loop. And you'll notice that the loop is over my arch. It's on the same side as my big toe. Is that true?
That's right.
Just bear with me, sir. But press my lunch, that doesn't mean nothing. Here we go. This is an old sneaker of mine. Now, I turned that sneaker around just like I was going to tie somebody else's shoe. I do the laces the same way, and I make my first loop. You'll notice that the loop is now on the opposite side. It's on the side of the little toe. Here, it was on the side of the big toe. This is the exact reversal of this. Is that true?
Yes, Lieutenant, that's true.
See, I knew there was something about these shoelaces that was bothering me. I just couldn't put my finger on it. Oh, yes. Look at this photograph. This is a picture of Mrs. Stafford's sneakers. It was taken when the body was discovered. You'll notice that the first loop, which you can always identify, it's the top loop. The first loop is on the side of the little toe. Now look at this shoe. This is Mr. Stafford's shoe. I found it in his locker. Now this is the interesting point. When I tie my own lace, the first loop is on the side of the big toe. When Mr. Stafford ties his own laces, the first loop is on the side of the big toe. This matches with this. However, when I tie somebody else's shoe, the first loop is on the side of the little toe, and this matches with this. There's only one conclusion. Mr. Stafford did not put on his own sneakers. Somebody else did. And that somebody was you. You changed his clothes.
Now, you wait a minute, Lieutenant. I'll tell you something. Your little demonstration proves one thing and one thing only. That somebody else put on Stafford's gym shoes. But the fact remains you can't prove that I did it. It could have been anybody.
It could only be you. By your own admission, it had to be you. Mr. Stafford was last seen around 7:30 wearing his business clothes. Now he's alone in the building. The building is locked. And the next morning he's found dead in his gym clothes. And at 9 o'clock the previous evening, 9 hours before the body was found, you and you alone knew that he was in his gym clothes. You said so. You swore to it in front of 5 witnesses. How did you know he was in his gym clothes? If you didn't change the clothes. You try to contrive a perfect alibi, sir. And it's your perfect alibi that's gonna hang you.